Damn it. Of course that would happen. Of course it would crash right then. Cool. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. It's just it crashed right when I was about to swap. What a cool what a yeah, I accidentally cast invisibility on myself. You guys are gonna have to wait a sec for that to wear off. Oh, that's fun. All right, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. What just happened? Is that my lights flickering? Oh, if I lose power, I'm gonna be really mad.
Oh my
Welcome.
God. Oh my God.
That might have just also been me blinking. I don't know. It happened right when I blinked, so I was like, wait, was that? All right, welcome. We're having some problems today, which, of course, I'm off for how long? Was busy and then sick, and then we finally come back, and everything just starts falling apart. This is what happens when you don't maintain things; they just fall apart. But we're here now, and we're ready to begin. So, let's get started, shall we? Thank you all for joining us. It's getting close to Christmas, so I had a weird, slightly unhinged idea for a Christmas mini campaign. And once the idea crystallized into my head, I couldn't get rid of it, so that's why we're here. So we can just get right into it. This is going to be a probably 3-parter. I've planned it out to be 3 parts, and I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be. So we're gonna come back next week with another part. So this is not just a one-shot. It's a slightly chunkier thing than that. I tried to fit in all I wanted to fit in into a one-shot, and I was like, no. We need something more. So here we are with Operation Silent Night. Now this is taking place in our Spelljammer setting, which we've only really had one little foray into. So it's exciting to get to revisit this. With a little bit of a higher tech level than we usually do. So we'll get to have some fun. The main goal of this one is to just have fun. I've played it fast and loose with some of the character building for our players. I'm like, let's just let them have some fun builds. So we're just gonna have a good time. I am still a little sick, if you're wondering what my voice sounds like, how it sounds. I don't have any actual symptoms anymore, except for still haven't recovered my voice. So it's a little bit, a little scratchy. You know, sound a little more hoarse than usual. I have tea sitting next to me that I'm drinking, so.
What flavor?
It's lavender and cinnamon.
Oh, that sounds yummy.
I have peppermint coffee.
It's another good choice.
I don't have anything, so yay!
Well, this is going to be a nice little holidays, Christmas, but in Grand Lorien, it's Winter Winds, but nice little holidays D&D campaign. It's gonna have a dark opening though.
Oh God.
So bear with me. So yeah, let's get right into it, shall we? Everybody ready to go?
Do it.
I don't think I have anything else I need to say. Okay. So, our story today brings us to the Sindrian Sphere, which is our Spelljammer setting that we saw last time on Beyond the Eye. And this time we're going to the furthest reaches of the Sindrian Sphere, to the Bellamy Circle, and a very particular planet known to its inhabitants as Vrask. And we traveled to Vrask on a very important day. It is the eve of Winter Winds. A quiet and rather cold night in the capital city of Yulia, in our eastern corner. But more particularly, we are brought to the royal palace. And in the royal palace sits the Mistletoe family. On this frigid night, on the eve of Winter Winds, the Mistletoe royal family sit nestled inside the royal palace in the capital city of Yulia. King Wenceslas, his wife Evelina, and their children enjoy a quiet evening playing children's games like hide and seek. But this peaceful Winter Winds night is interrupted rather rudely when the sound of shots rings out from the hall. Before any can react, the door bursts open, and a crowd of men flood into the room. Among them is the king's brother, Duke Boleslav Mistletoe. A look of shock spreads across King Wenceslas's face. He says, "Brother, what are you doing here? You said you were to be traveling to the feast of Saint Stefania." Boleslav shakes his head and says, "No, brother. Not today. Today is a far greater day in history than any before us could imagine." "What are you saying?" says King Wenceslas. "Who are these men? And Petrov, what are you doing here? You're my general." To which the burly general answers, "Not anymore, Your Majesty." Boleslav frowns. "Forget Majesty. Vrask is now under a new regime." The men at the front step forward and unholster their rifles. "You don't have to do this, brother," says King Wenceslas. "I'm afraid it's necessary," Boleslav answers. The royal family begins to panic. King Wenceslas speaks up again. I understand your desire for my death, but not the children, not Evelina. Even you aren't that cruel. Boleslav doesn't react. He says, I'm sorry, brother, but for the new union we envision to come to pass, your line must end here, with only me. Boleslav turns his back on the Mistletanes, averting his gaze. With a wave of his hands, the men at the front take aim. King Wenceslas cries out, No! Gunshots ring out. The family fall. In one swift and brutal strike, the monarchy of King Wenceslas Mistletoe is ended. Boleslav does not look back as he begins to leave the room. As the other men file out, they begin to question. What of the third child? Where is she? One of the commissars waves his hand with dismissal. Don't worry, our soldiers are flooding the palace. They'll find her. On a kingdom-wide scale, the machinations of the Civicist Vital Commissariat Union had begun some time ago, away from the eye of King Wenceslas. Unknowns to the king and his men, the commissariat leaders had sprung the prisons in north, near Kavna and Ganyev, then enlisted the newly freed murderers, arsonists, and worse into their army. They took the northern cities, commandeered their artillery and armory, then marched south to Yulia. The revolution that saw Yulia fall was short and fiery. The monarchists, ever faithful to the king, were driven from their city and forced back across the Julian Alps, all the way to the west to Port Danica. Julia and her people became eternal hostages in their own home, beaten down by violence and strict political mandate. Now, 2 years later, the tendrils of the Commissariat Union have spread across former Yulia. But now, our story begins. A tale of brother against brother, of snow and sun, and of winter wind's miracles. We begin our tale in Nej, a small town to the north of the capital. Our party are venturing northwest, escaping the brutal fighting on the Julian front, looking to travel west for winter wind's leave, and to regroup and be absorbed into another regiment after the destruction of their own. As they take a moment in this small town to rest, away from prying eyes, they duck into a tavern to get away from the cold. The sign above the door reads, "The Drunken Reindeer," as you enter. Please test to see if you can move your characters, because I can fix that real quick if you can't.
Yep.
I can't.
All right. Let me fix it then. All right. We got there. And there we go.
Oh, cool.
You can move now.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So as you enter the tavern and glance around, the four of you notice that it's rather empty. Only the barkeep, a portly, rather old man in warm furs, leans behind the counter, but no customers to be seen. What do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you stop? What's wrong? Just go get a seat.
Just taking stock of my surroundings. Apologies.
There's
Oops.
there's no one.
You never know.
Wooligo, don't go eating the utensils again, all right?
If Uligo is hungry, he will eat.
I mean, honestly, dude, you know how much he likes to eat metal.
It's disgusting.
Hope he doesn't eat my bullets this time.
As you make your way up to the bar and past the tavern keep, he kind of looks over and notices you. At first, he smiles, kind of warmly welcoming in the first customers he's had for quite a while, but then you catch him just kind of glance quickly down across your uniforms, and you see a furrow kind of spread across his brow for just a moment before he forces his face back into a smile again. Welcome. Can I get you anything?
What are we looking for here?
Well, we've ale. It's the last keg, so if you're in the mood for a drink, we won't be in business much longer. So get it while you can.
Yeah, honestly, I could drink. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take a drink.
Yeah, let us all get a cup.
Very well. The last 4 pints of amber ale coming right up. And he bustles about, grabbing some flagons off the wall. You see him hurry off into the back for a moment, and a minute later returns with an armful of flagons full to the brim, places them each down on the bar and says, "Please feel free, find a place to sit." Gestures towards the wide, empty tavern floor where every seat in the house is available.
He like uses one hand to pull himself up and the other one to grab it because he's too short. Well, I mean, each of these tables only have 3 seats. We have 4 guys.
Well, please feel free to grab one of the stools from the bar or a chair from one of the other tables and take it for yourself. They're not being occupied by anyone else.
Yeah, where are all your people at? Did you like poison someone or something?
No,
no.
nothing like that. It's just, well, the commissariat occupation and all. Coin is light for most folk. Myself included, I've not been able to restock in quite some time. As I said, this is my last keg before I have to close up.
We got the old stuff.
Yeah, honestly, that's pretty sad, but I mean, whatever, man. How much is this gonna run us?
Well, just a couple silver each.
Sorry, you're gonna have to pull up a seat.
Uligo can stand.
That's really weird and menacing. I don't like you standing me over like that.
I prefer to stand. Uligo's gonna just take the whole flagon and just push it into his head.
There goes again.
Dude, that's really weird. Does that even, like, do anything?
What do you mean? I drink.
That's not how you drink, man. You use your mouth.
I also eat. Same time. Same time.
You gotta lower this guy.
Can't take me anywhere.
Honestly.
If the bar wasn't shutting, I'd be concerned that he was eating this man's silverware. But fortunately for you, I suppose he doesn't have much use for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn to Tobias. And how much for the cup?
He kind of thinks for a moment. Hasn't been asked that question ever in his career. A couple copper, I suppose.
I think that was premium glass. I'd give him at least a silver.
Mm-hmm.
Or
How about we just give him a goal and call it even?
What are you, fucking
For
Mr.
everything.
Moneybags? I'm poor.
I've got no use for it. You know, you pick up things here and there.
Mr. Reznikov. Oh, money, money, money.
It's
Some
just
people
a few cents I've picked up here and there. Nothing too extravagant, I promise.
Oh, so you're stealing?
I
Oh,
wouldn't
look
call
at
it
this guy. The rich get
stealing.
richer.
Everybody, check your pockets.
They steal off the poor people.
Well,
Can't
what is
believe it.
Steal, really?
As you guys are arguing about classes and drinking your ale, you actually hear the little bell above the door in the tavern ring and the door open, then shut again soon after. And with a sort of slight glance, Reznikov, you see a woman quickly kind of hurry into the tavern, and kind of her head like kind of lowered, a hood pulled tight over her head. She just kind of like hurries past both Tobias and you guys, and then just sits in the far corner by herself.
Hey, did you guys catch that? Oh, he's gone.
Whoops,
What
I've been
happened
deleted.
to... What happened to friend?
I don't know. Can you do this?
Ah,
There you go.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I accidentally camoed for a second there. What'd you say?
I said you catch that.
catch what?
She was moving really quick.
She moved like any two-leg.
Everybody has two legs.
I sometimes don't.
I moved quick, I have
Sometime.
to get past this guy too.
Right?
As you guys discuss that, you actually hear the door jingle once more, open and close. And then around the corner, two more figures walk into the bar. You see them kind of glance around the premises. They've got rifles shouldered and masks across their faces. But just as their faces are kind of about to look at you guys, you actually see them just like look past you, almost craning their necks. And as they look kind of right on past you, they almost forget you're even there and bustle on past as well.
Hey, why is a couple soldiers in here?
I will
Why are
say
we here?
the four of you would absolutely recognize their uniform. They are commissariat soldiers. They are your enemy.
Can I try to
But-
grab one of them as he walks
but
by?
before,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
you can if you want. But before they
Okay.
before they even kind of like registered you guys, they saw something much more important and just ignored you guys, which you would all register as being a little bit odd because upon seeing them, maybe some of you would have reached for your weapons
Mhm.
and expected a fight. But as this one just kind of walks past you, you want to try to grab him, Resnikov?
Yeah, yeah. What
Alright.
should I roll for that?
Yeah, just roll like an athletics, just quick try to grab.
I got a 15.
All right. I will roll for him. All right. What kind of modifiers does this guy have? He actually got a 15 as well. With his modifier. So I'll actually say, as you kind of grab him, you stop him for just a moment, and then he like wrenches his arm free. He gives a little glance back towards you, and you actually see him double take at you, noticing your uniform. But then he actually chooses to press on and ignore you.
Okay. Yeah, Resnikov's gonna stand up, turn
All
up.
right.
Are we doing this?
I'm already standing.
I'm gonna go pat him on the shoulder.
Can I flip
Um,
the table?
Well, as you guys stand up, the two soldiers who've turned their attention away from you are like kind of standing over the woman. The one that you grabbed, Resnikov, is sort of on your side of the table, but the other ones approached her a little closer. And as you guys kind of whirl around to take your action, which you can still do, but as you whirl around, this one's actually saying, "Civilian or soldier, declare yourself." To which the woman is saying, "Civilian, civilian." And the soldier says, "Your papers, please, then." To which the woman kind of draws her hood a little tighter across her face. And as you guys are whirling around, you kind of catch her eyes for a sec under the hood. She kind of makes eye contact with a few of you, and she has these bright green eyes. And then you whirl around. So what exactly did you guys want to do? Resnikov, you stand. Dancy, you said you do that too.
Yeah, I was gonna grab this guy by the shoulder.
Donna, you just want to flip the table?
I want to flip it up so it's like creating a wall right here.
Gotcha. So flagons of ale and all, you just flip the table?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It can Uligo try and grab one of them and shove it in his face. The other one's dissolved by now.
Grab what? Sorry?
Grab one of the like
Oh, the falling
flagons as
falling
they're-
flagons and
yeah.
grab and shove it into your
and
own
shove
face. Yeah.
into it, yeah.
Yeah. Make a sleight of hand just to quickly grab it.
Yeah.
Was that the 18 then?
Yep.
All right. Then yeah, you snatch it out of midair as the table goes flying over, and you quickly shove that other flagon into your face. The soldiers, as you guys, when you stood, they didn't turn their attention towards you, but when the table gets flipped, they definitely do. And so the one closest to you kind of turns and like holds up his hand towards you, Dancer, just kind of like one hand in like the universal stop sign. And says, "Commissariat business. We'll deal with you next."
I'm gonna take a finger and kind of push it into his chest and be like, "Listen, bud. My buds and I here, we're trying to take a break from kicking your asses, all right? We'd appreciate it if you wouldn't hassle people. You see back there? That's Donna, what do they call you?
Hey, my name's Donnie Donner.
Donnie Donner, and he will kick your asses."
Yeah, as you kind of muscle up on the commissariat soldier, he kind of similarly muscles back, the tension kind of raising. And then all at once, all four of you, you see the commissariat kind of look past you. And then you hear a voice from behind you say, Now then, everyone, let's just calm down, shall we?" And as the soldiers, the two commissariat soldiers look past you, they actually straighten up and salute. And the four of you turn around to see A man in commissariat uniform, officer's uniform, with blonde hair and an eye patch across one of his eyes. Though, he looks a little young to be in an officer's position. He's kind of mid-20s. And he approaches the group, but he actually kind of has his hands out at his side, showing you that he's not holding any weapons.
Who the fuck is Miss Pretty Boy over here?
From behind you, one of the soldiers who kind of did a quick salute and stood at attention when he arrived says, Commandant Rykov, what are you doing here? To which the commandant says, well, I heard quite a racket from upstairs, and I came to investigate to find, he just kind of motions to the upturned table and the soldiers and you four. Care to explain? He looks at the four of you to answer.
Nah, I'm good.
Explain to you. Why are these
Yes,
two guys in here hassling a little girl?
Well, I imagine they are doing a routine check for civilian papers to declare oneself not a monarchist, and then you kind of see his eyes flick up and down your uniforms. Or one of his eyes.
His only eye. What is wrong with monarchist?
He actually kind of pauses for a sec and gives you kind of another look up and down, Uligo. And he just kind of begins to walk over towards his soldiers. So long as you don't stop him.
Yeah, he's going to stop him.
Care to allow me to pass? We wouldn't want to turn this into an incident, yes?
The Uligo does not mind incident. What is wrong with monarchist?
Well, as you all know, we are, each and all of us, whether you declare it or not, a member of the Union. And so, under the orders of the High Secretary, to be a monarchist has been declared illegal.
You call Uligo illegal?
Are you a monarchist?
Do I look like one? Uligo actually has like a question mark in bubbles in his face.
You see him kind of scan the others, your uniforms. And then you guys can insight check him if you want, as he kind of looks past you, Reznikov, and looks at the girl.
I inside checked him for a 16.
Okay.
Ooh.
16, 20, anybody else? 15? Yeah, you all kind of would notice this then. since you're-
Uligo's not gonna do it because
Yeah, if you don't want to do it, fair enough. But like those who rolled, everybody rolled high enough. As he looks kind of past you and catches the gaze of the girl who's sitting down in the corner, you actually see his good eye just like widen for a second in genuine surprise. And then he pauses for almost like a full half minute and doesn't say anything at all.
Wait. Do I look like monarchist? He did not answer.
He almost like stutters for a second, kind of like almost torn completely away from your conversation, as if you're like bringing him back down to earth. What were you saying? Well, if you are a monarchist, then yes, it's illegal. Please, would you let me pass?
Why, you need 3 dudes to pick on a girl?
Again, it's just a routine paper check. Just needn't turn violent. all she needs to do is produce her papers.
Doesn't
two
look to me
soldiers-
like she wants to do that.
The two soldiers behind you have turned back towards her. This one here, that's closest to her, grabs her hood and pulls it off. In which you see her face fully for the first time. She has bright green eyes and sort of a reddish brown hair. Rather young, maybe about 18. And the soldier who yanked the hood down says, "You look familiar. Have we met before?" To which the girl tries to kind of grab her hood and pull it back up again. But he just yanks it back down again. She says, "No, we've really not met before." "And why have I seen your face?" he says. Uligo, next to you, the commandant just lets out like a long sigh. "Very well then. Unavoidable, I suppose."
Can Uligo,
Yeah, go ahead.
Uligo punch him in the face?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Let's see if this works. It does not work. It's 14. He's got depth perception. Dang.
Yeah, so you swing at him and he ducks and you see him reach for his belt and he pulls a pistol from it. What do the rest of you guys do?
Pulling my pistol.
Pulling the rifle out.
All right,
Throwing the big
then,
iron on my head.
Throwing the weapon.
Then yeah, just everybody do initiative rolls. As you guys are all kind of pulling your weapons out, this closest soldier does so too because he's facing you guys. This one seems a little preoccupied with the girl, so he hasn't quite reacted yet. I'm gonna downgrade his initiative roll. All right, this is gonna be pretty loose. We're not like in full combat, but still enough to kind of decide who acts when. All right, a 21. Let me roll for them. All right. First to act is Dancer.
All right. You can say that's enough getting handsy around us, buddy. And he's gonna get a Wrathful Smite ready with a bonus action, and I'm just gonna bayonet this guy right in front of me.
Very well.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I'm not.
Oh.
Ooh.
You sort of stab with your bayonet, and this soldier sort of steps to the side to avoid it. As he kind of is unshouldering his own rifle.
And yeah, that's my turn.
Very well. Next to act is Reznikov.
Reznikov is gonna attempt to shoot this guy next to yeah.
Very well, go for it.
13.
A 13 does hit.
Oh.
So you pull your Automatica submachine pistol from its strap around your side and just open fire. And you just sort of light this guy up with shots. And he's kind of like caught off guard. He collapses to the floor. He's still alive, but he's got many bullet wounds in his chest.
Nice. Respect.
So
Love it.
you knock this guy right over.
Cool.
Is that the end of your turn, or would you like to move or do anything else?
Nah, that's
All right. Then next to act is going to be Commandant Alexander Rykov, who is going to quickly duck around you, Uligo, as you swipe at him, And then he is going to level his pistol. And shoot this soldier in the head. As he mutters, "It always has to get complicated, doesn't it?" That'll be the end of his turn. Upon which, that will bring us to Donner.
Oh, wait, hold on. What is going on?
The commandant kind of turns back towards you and just says, "No foe of yours. Trust me."
Okay. I'm gonna shoot this guy.
Very well.
Or
Yeah,
attempt
you-
to.
Pull your revolver and
Ooh.
26, you fire and you hit your target. 13. Then yeah, you take careful aim, fire your revolver, and just shoot this guy straight through the eye. And he collapses to the ground as the glass shatters in his gas mask. And so, with a very quick exchange of gunshots and blood, the two commissariat soldiers collapse to the ground. And Commandant Rykov holsters his pistol and holds both of his hands up. All right. Friends now. Understood?
Not quite, but you got some explaining to do.
I imagine I do.
I'm trying to set up the table.
Intelligence roll of 1.
He pops back on it. He tries.
All right.
He doesn't know what's going on right now. If we're still in turn order, he's gonna try and grapple the guy.
You're out of turn order.
Okay, he might still try to grapple the guy.
Yeah, you can try if you want. But he says, "I am a commandant, and I am a part of the Union. But I'm a double agent, placed there a long time ago. Now," he kind of glances back at the two dead soldiers. Then you see him look over at Tobias, who's kind of like just peering over the counter, just the top of his head peeking out. And then Rykov sighs again and goes, "But I do try to avoid messes like this." And then he glances back towards the girl in the corner who's kind of just cowering there and says, "But I think for this I can make an exception."
Yeah, messes are kind of our thing.
Can I look out the window to see if anybody else noticed or took notice?
You look back out the window, but as you guys would have seen before you came in, the streets in Nej are pretty empty. You guys did a pretty good job of avoiding any kind of small patrols of commissariat soldiers, because there is the occasional one through town. But townsfolk don't usually head out into the street, so if anyone noticed, you wouldn't be aware of it because there's no one out there to see.
Gotcha.
Sorry for the table. Thought there was gonna be more to that.
Tobias, peeking up over the counter, just says, it's all right." Not quite sure what the temperature of the room is.
Yeah, you can run their pockets or something if you need money for it.
Oh, good idea. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna pay for it, but good idea. I don't think it broke. Eh.
You go confused.
Yeah, I am too. Why don't we get to the explaining part?
Are you okay, lady?
Yeah, Rykov and you guys kind of turn your attention towards the girl. And Rykov says as well, as you're turning your attention toward her, just, "It's all right now. You can come out." She's kind of cowering at the edge of the table too. And she stands up kind of cautiously and eyes you guys. "I'm really not sure what this is all about. I just don't. I forgot my papers. They're in my home. My name is Paulina.
Hi, Paulina.
Hi, Paulina.
Hello.
Yeah, we don't care about papers. Half of us can't read.
The commandant kind of surveys you guys again and says, "Monarchists, no doubt, but what division? What company?"
I don't know if I'm gonna be giving that out to you.
He kind of like chuckles slightly and just says, "Fair enough, I suppose. But I only asked because it's strange to see," kind of glances at your uniforms again, 4 lance corporals off on their own. Typically you'd be in charge of at least some privates.
Uligo, not private, but private person.
The ones we were in charge of are dead.
Fair enough, this is war after all.
Yeah, we were sort of trying to drink it off or something, but
I see your plans have changed.
Yeah. Thanks.
He turns his attention back towards the girl, and he kind of stares at her for another moment, almost as if he's not quite sure what to say. And then he says, "Apollinaria, it's all right. It's me. It's Alex. You remember me, right?" And she kind of stares at him, kind of just dead-faced for a sec. "Little Alex? It's really you. But your eye, what? And you're a part of the Union? How?" And then she kind of looks across at the 4 of you, and you hear her voice kind of fade away as if she's not sure if she should keep talking.
Yeah, family reunion, friendly reunion, whatever.
Not quite. Gentlemen, may I introduce you to Princess Apollinaria, Mistletoe.
oh
Aye.
shit. Data's gonna take off his hat and kind of bow a little bit.
Yeah, Reznikov goes to one knee.
Actually, that's actually what Alexander was going to do too. But as you guys all start to do that, Apollinaria or Paulina, it says, "No, it's really not necessary. I'm nothing like that now. I'm just Paulina now."
Aren't you supposed to be like dead or something?
Alexander nods his head and says, "Indeed. You were said to be dead." And you all kind of look towards Paulina for an explanation. Yes, well, I managed to escape that night, and then I was in hiding. And then, well, recently I was spotted by those soldiers, and I thought I could outrun them. But I guess they were a little faster than I expected, so I ducked in here and, well, I guess you know the rest.
Man, talk
And
about risky.
You've been in hiding for 2 years, Rykov muses. And then he kind of thinks for a moment and then turns back towards the 4 of you. You 4. What are your
Yep.
marching orders? Where are you headed?
Great question.
We're technically on leave, right?
Leave sort of with like quotes around it. You guys, you're whether they're individual or if you're all from the same one, you guys can decide that yourselves. But your regiments and companies have been devastated by the artillery back on the Yulian front, and so it was really just the four of you, and that's kind of how you ran into each other. And so you guys were heading back towards Port Donica to try to regroup with another company and be kind of repurposed now that you had no kind of group of your own. So leave is in sort of quotes. You are on Winterwind's leave because your return from the front lines up with Winterwind's. But no one has officially given you those orders, but you decided that folding into another company was the smartest option, since 4 people by themselves is rather dangerous when you're fighting armies.
We're trying to find somewhere to be useful.
Well, I think I might have just found the most useful task of all for you.
You're not gonna say what I... Are
If the four of you are heading back from the front, if you're traveling west, then, well, whatever your marching orders, this task trumps it. In fact, there may be no more important task, no more important orders in the entire Civil War than this. We must keep Princess Apollinaria safe. And she's not safe here.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It seems a little bit above our pay grade, honestly. But
It sounds like a big, tall ask if you ask
someone's
me.
got to do it.
I'd take it on myself, but he just kind of gestures towards his uniform. Any soldier on my side, should they recognize her, would execute her on sight. And besides, I can be of more help from behind the scenes. There's an entire regiment camped just north of Nej. Commissariat troops. I can redirect them. I can buy you time. He kind of looks back towards the 2 bodies. These 2 will complicate matters, but I've made people disappear before.
Oh boy.
We can handle it.
What were your plans for traveling west? Were you planning to walk the whole way?
Yeah, I think so.
We hadn't thought ahead a whole lot.
Well, might I suggest a more comfortable means of transportation?
I don't really have a lot of money.
Well, I doubt with... He kind of glances at Apollinaria. With her presence, you likely won't need it. There is a monarchist company of soldiers due to leave Nej today by train. It was my orders to intercept and stop them, commissariat orders, but I'd planned for a little administrative error to allow them to slip through. Though, now with dead bodies, that will be a little more difficult. But they're due to leave, well, any minute now, so you ought to catch them. It's your side. It's our side, so they should allow you passage.
All right. Let's get moving.
Sorry.
We go now.
Yeah, I
no
assume
more
so.
drinking for today.
Sorry, about the table again.
It's quite all right, Tobias says. I'm just going to honestly pretend that I didn't see anything at all. None of you lot, not them, he points at the dead bodies, not you, points at Polina, not you, points at Rykov, and not you, Ford. None of you were even here today. I've never met you in my life.
Good man.
Rykov kind of folds his arms and nods. Good. He kind of ushers Polina along with you guys. It's all right, Polinaria. They're monarchist soldiers. They'll keep you safe.
Man, I must say, I really do hate trains, though.
Why?
They're so loud.
Just cover your ears then.
Hey, I have way more sensitive hearing than any of you.
It hasn't
You
gone
want to
yet.
test that theory?
Keep shooting.
Here,
that
wait,
gun all
wait,
down.
wait. You should shoot a gun next.
I'm used to the gun. It's like on me. I can control it. I can't control a train.
Just
You can
control the gun.
try.
I
Beat up the conductor.
don't know how to drive a train.
You can learn.
I don't think it's a good idea to learn how to drive a train with a princess on board.
We might have to learn how to drive a train.
Fuck. Okay.
You don't. Yeah, yeah. See? No idea what's gonna.
Where's Ulaga?
Yeah, look at you. Like, grab that last flagon off the counter.
He just shoved it in his face.
So as the four of you make your way to the door, and kind of begin to walk through it, you glance out quickly into the street, scanning for soldiers, but you don't see anyone. There's sort of an opportunity to rush out, and Rykov kind of gives you guys one last look and gestures for Polina to join you guys. And Polina actually looks back at him and says, "Alex, what will you do?" And he says, "Going to remain here. Glances back at the bodies. I've some friends to make disappear. And then, once that's taken care of, I shall do my best to redirect the commissariat troops. No doubt they're well aware of this train and they should be giving pursuit, but I can delay them, perhaps, by a few hours. Stay on your guard. And keep her safe."
Yeah, got it.
So he stays behind as the now 5 of you make your way out into the streets of Nej. Now the four of you had kind of spent a small amount of time in Nej, though you mostly kind of spent it tucked into alleys to avoid any errant patrols of commissariat troopers. And you would be aware that there's a train station in town. You'd be able to make your way towards it, but you guys had not heard of the train that was supposed to depart from here. Evidently, Rykov is privy to quite a bit of intel. But as you kind of weave your way through several more alleys, kind of keeping off the main streets, you don't see anybody. Occasionally you see a couple commissariat soldiers rush by in the direction of the tavern. But you manage to duck out of the way and make your way to the train station. Upon where you arrive, you see a relatively short train, not too many carriages attached to it, awaiting in the station. And as you approach, you can see soldiers wearing your uniforms, all kind of tucked in. So they're sort of leaning against makeshift barricades, and all kind of just remaining slightly out of sight. But the train beyond them has several carriages, but the one towards the front near the engine has a large artillery cannon on it.
Hey, I meant to ask you guys something actually.
What?
How did you make it out? I mean, you guys are pretty bright.
I'm gonna change my carapace to white just to blend in with the snow.
Whoa.
Very well.
That's
I'm a
pretty
little
good.
Sneaky.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty good.
I don't know how this guy snuck though.
Yeah, he's kind of a doofus.
Uligo kind of like straightens up a bit, then like just completely like slithers out of his armor and like an amorphous blob like sort of like slithers around his armor and stuff. Then he goes back into his armor and like reshapes.
Oh, dude, warn us before you take your clothes off. Come on.
Paulina's kind of like half flabbergasted, half amazed. That's quite a talent you have. Never seen anything like that before.
It is something I was born with, I think.
You think? Do you know?
No.
How old are you?
Uligo cannot remember past.
I would say that's concerning. The amount of blunt force head trauma I've experienced has also led to some fun gaps in my memory. Nothing major, I promise.
That's
No,
pretty
you are
sad,
Lance
dude.
Corporal.
Oh no, it's okay. I just forgot small things like when my birthday is and my favorite color.
You can just
That
pick those.
sounds.
Damn,
awfully
moving are
sad.
you?
No, it's okay. Good question. A
Just pick a
soldier,
color.
I suppose. Pick a color, any color. White.
I mean, we almost have every primary color here.
This is true.
I do not think orange is primary color.
You don't know what kind of colors he sees.
I said almost, doofus.
I was gonna say, I have a feeling you guys see different. Me or the miss over here might see.
As you guys kind of approach the train station, some of the soldiers kind of like traced you all with their rifles. But as they recognize your uniforms, you see them lower it and kind of wave you through. Paulina has her hood back up.
Uligo's gonna like shake his head in disappointment at the soldiers and be like, "That is terrible way to. We could be anyone in this uniform."
What do you want him to do? Pat us down?
I don't know, just more than just look.
How would they pat you down, Uligo? Would you like jiggle if they did that?
He jiggles without people patting him down.
Oh, that's true.
I'm gonna do a loose salute over here once we get.
As you kind of approach the end of the station where two figures in officers' uniforms are standing, you notice that one of the younger officer is kind of rattling off a checklist to the older one. The younger one, she's got sort of kind of dark hair, very pale skin. Also relatively young, but the older one with a bushy white beard and insignias on his shoulders would be marked as a major. You guys would recognize his uniform. The younger officer is rattling off. And we should be ready to go in just another 10 minutes. I know that you're eager to get started and worried that the commissariat may storm us at any moment. But all things are loaded and the train is operational. Should be ready to go. And then they both kind of simultaneously notice you guys walking up to them, ushered in by the other soldiers that stand around the platform. And you salute, as you would a major.
Lance Corporal Dancer reporting.
At ease, Lance Corporal Dancer. I don't recall. What orders are you here? On
Well-
whose orders?
Nobody's really, but we have precious cargoes here.
I see. Well, Suppose you're in the right place then. This train's leaving just short of 10 minutes.
Do you have room for us, sir?
Aye. We're what's left of G Company in the 34th. There's plenty of room aboard. He kind of trails off. Bit of heaviness to his voice when he says that.
Understood. I'm gonna kind of like step to the side and kind of motion Polina forward.
Yeah, as you kind of do that, the major has kind of continued on, and he says, "But forgive my rudeness. Allow me to introduce myself, since it seems we've not met. I am Major Nicholas Klaus." Of the 34th Infantry. And you are... And he kind of cuts off as he kind of extends the introductions to you guys. And then as Paulina kind of approaches and he gets a look at her face, you see both him and the other officer, their eyes go wide and their mouths kind of hang open for a sec. You can insight check the major if you want. All right, with a 21, you see, as he kind of pauses and his mouth hangs open and his eyes go wide, there's almost like a slight like glisten of tears to his eyes, but he quickly kind of like tucks that away back to his stern officer's demeanor, and says, "While I live and breathe," and then he also moves to kneel. Upon which Apollinaria says, "No, really not necessary, Major. I'm just Polina now." And the Major straightens up again. "We'd all given up hope. 2 years. Some of us looked. But we'd all given up. Think you're still alive." Kind of stands there rattled for a sec. "Well, this changes everything. This changes the entire Civil War. That an heir should still exist. You're in grave danger, Princess Apollinaria. No. With your father and mother dead, I suppose that would make it Queen Apollinaria." And she says, "No, just Paulina." The Major looks back at the four of you and says, "Precious cargo indeed. All right, get her on board as soon as possible. Has anyone seen you here in Nesh?"
We had a bit of an incident. We believe it's being taken care of now, but we're
Very
not
well,
sure.
I'll hear your report inside. We should get her away from prying eyes. This is my adjutant, Joy. And she gives you guys a nod. "Please, follow me." And he makes his way kind of along a little like makeshift bridge that they've made into the middle of two of the compartments and rattles open the door to the front carriage and welcomes you guys inside.
I'm going to move aside for her to go in first.
Same for them.
She almost looks like she was kind of waiting for you guys to go in first for a sec, and then she just kind of looks at each of you. She's literally all like standing there and goes, "Oh, me first. All right." And follow suit. And so you make your way into the train and out of the cold. It's a little warmer in here, as they've got some lanterns and lights lit that give off kind of a faint heat. and being out of the wind in general, it's a little warmer. Inside, you can see that the carriage that you've entered as a sort of makeshift command post. They've got almost all of the furniture in the carriage that might have once been there all pushed to the side, to the very edges of the room. And they've got a table set up on which you can see kind of an ashtray for cigarettes, a bunch of stacked papers, and a map in which there's all these little pins and strings wired throughout. 3 more officers stand at the table, and they kind of look up and give you nods as you enter. And as a major motions for you guys to follow him, the 3 officers here salute him, and he says, "At ease." Turning back towards the 4 of you, says, "Allow me to introduce my captains. Each one's from their own brigades, but, well, we're all just one company now. This is Captain Pranzer." He gives you a nod. Captain Rudolph. And Captain Dasha. And each of them in turn kind of nod. Now, we've much to discuss about our trip, but please allow me to show you. And he motions you all around the table to the map that they've drawn out. Some of the captains kind of step back to let you guys see a little better. And so as you guys take a look at the map that they've got on the table, you would of course recognize it as a map of the northern hemisphere of Vrask. They've drawn in kind of their own lines and pins across the map, forming a trail from Nej, tracing its way through mountains and forests all the way to Port Danica. And the major kind of traces it with his finger and then motions for the rest of you to look and says, "This is our journey. This is where the tracks will take us. All the way to Port Danica to regroup. Gentle company. Our company. I imagine much like your own have been devastated. Our ranks are thin, so we're moving back to regroup and replenish. But I suppose now we have a more important matter. More important orders than just regroup and replenish. This is now a far more important mission than just returning home." He's kind of addressing his captains. "We now carry on this train the very last hope for Yulia. The very last hope for our home. Princess, no, Queen Polinaria. Should any commissariat troops be allowed to board this train, she'll be executed on sight should they recognize her. Our journey is no longer just a quiet trip home. The very stake of this civil war now rests in our hands. You see the captains kind of nod, serious expressions across each of their faces. But we
Connor,
business
just-
now. Go ahead.
He just takes a deep breath.
We have business now to discuss, me and my captains. The four of you and Your Majesty, please find a comfortable spot on our train to put your things away. We shall be departing as soon as possible. And while you're at it, why not introduce yourselves to the rest of G Company? And he actually kind of looks towards the little cart that they've got here. The kind of like cart that you'd wheel along a train to bring refreshments. And he kind of gives a little head nod to his adjutant who wheels it over to you guys and says, I imagine the rest of G Company will be quite exhausted. They've not slept in 2 days. Why not bring them some coffee while you introduce yourselves?
Yes, sir.
And the adjutant wheels over a boiling pot on top of a cart to you guys to bring with you. Very well then, you're dismissed. Train will be departing shortly, though I imagine you will not miss when it does. And he kind of gives you all a wave to dismiss you. Makes his way over to speak with his captains. The adjutant, Joy, she hands you the cart and gives you a nod, and then rejoins the discussion to take notes. What would you guys like to do?
These ones, Hooligo. No, it'll hurt. All right. Should we let Hooligo even push the cart?
Oh, sorry.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, he
Am I
might eat the cart.
Am I
Alright.
supposed to do something?
Not push the.
Don't eat the
Don't
things.
touch it.
I'm not hungry. I ate many.
Oh
things.
yeah, that's right. You have 2 cups.
Sure.
All right, I'll push the cart.
No, I pushed.
Get away from the cart.
Okay.
So yeah, you
Lugo's gonna like reach out a little hand, like this just extends out towards the cart. But if you want to slap it away, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna slap it over with my,
He's
with
just-
my little hand.
Yeah, he's just gonna put the little tendril back in. Okay.
so you guys grab the cart and begin to wheel it off. This leads towards the engine, and this leads towards the back of the train. So you would be heading that way.
Okay, let's go.
As you walk, Apollinaria, or Paulina, says, kind of in a lower voice just to you guys, you all have been on the front then?
Yes, ma'am.
You've seen Julia, you've seen the capital then. How is it? I haven't been there for 2 years.
It's not good, man.
Very terrible.
I wouldn't gonna put it that badly, but it's not good.
I see. He kind of looks crestfallen.
If I may I ask a question?
Of course.
Besides the obvious security reasons, is there a reason why you've been hiding?
Well, I don't really have anything else to do. Anytime I would show my face, if any soldiers from the commissariat saw me, I would be shot at, and I would have to hide, and then I would be Well, I've spent weeks in basements and in attics and, well, she kind of like trails off for a little bit, and you see her like stare at the ground for a sec. And there have been folk who have been kind enough to help me, but they're dead now because they helped me.
What a terrible question to ask her.
I'm just curious, man.
Of course she has to hide.
Yeah, I mean, I
Hopefully
know.
we can make it less worrisome. That we're somewhere that's more secure than basements and attics.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
worry, ma'am. If there's something we're good at, it's killing those commissariat guys.
I don't plan
I'm
on dying
not
either,
as-
so.
Yeah, I don't plan on letting anybody. So you guys can try, but
I think I've got at least 3 lives left.
have you been counting?
Not really, but
Hmm.
You guys
Well,
make your way
yeah.
into the next carriage, which is a sort of half storage, half artillery carriage. The massive artillery gun that you can see on the outside of the train is clearly this carriage here. And you can see as you walk in, other than the soldier who's kind of tinkering with one of the shells of ammunition, you can see like this ladder, this metal ladder that extends up into the roof, and then there's this sort of dome up that kind of like pushes out of the roof, where the turret for the artillery cannon is, and the operator's controls. But the soldier kind of notices you guys as you walk in. He does outrank you. He's a corporal, and he just kind of nods to acknowledge your presence and says, "New faces, huh? You look like a sad lot."
gee, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Are you from G Company?
Aye,
Oh,
Corporal Blitzer. Nice to meet you.
Uligo just looks expectantly at Dancer. And the
Would you like some
clerk.
coffee, sir?
Well, I haven't slept in 2 days, so I'd love some, thank you.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna fix him up a cup.
You lot linking up with Gentle Company, then? You joining us on our train trip?
Looks like it, sir.
It's bound to be a lot of fun. He just kind of waves his hand towards the artillery cannon.
I like that kind of fun.
You hand him a cup from there's sort of like a stack of mugs on the cart, and you hand him one and pour him some coffee, and he just kind of drinks it straight with nothing else in it. And he just drinks it long, just takes like a long chug from the boiling hot coffee, and just goes,
Oh god.
"Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Should be up for another 2 days then, huh?" And he just kind of gives you a little chuckle and a wink.
Let's hope we won't have to, but
You lot settled in yet? Found a place to stow your things?
Just got here.
Well, we sort of repurposed the passenger cars into bedding, so grab an empty room, make yourselves at home. Meet the privates while you're there. And, well, should make sure you introduce yourselves to the doctor as well. You know, just so she knows your face in case you just kind of motions to you guys, and then motions to his face. Get some disfigurements. It happens.
Ha! Like that guy.
I do not understand.
Alright, I'll make sure to do that. Thank you for the heads up.
He gives you a nod. On your way, then.
Interesting fact about Uligo. Most people remember me.
What? How is that a fact?
Remember you from.
He just keeps walking.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't
Does he know what
explain.
fact means?
I don't think he knows what a fact is, guys.
You make your way past another corporal. She's leaning against one of the large trunks in the artillery carriage, and she's cleaning the lens of a rather long sniper rifle. She's got like a big scarf that kind of covers her chin, and as she turns to face you guys, you notice this massive scar that just tears its way down one side of her face across her eye. New faces, huh?
Nice gun.
She just kind of hefts it a little bit and turns it over in her hands. Thank you. Put quite some work into it.
You know, they used to call me the Don back in training.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you all. You're all joining up with G Company then?
Yeah, tell him about the G unit.
For the time being.
Sorry, I had to.
There'll be at least one, right?
had to.
Very well then. Make yourselves at home. It's always good to have more friendly faces around here. We've been running rather low on friends lately. I'm Corporal Hallie. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Allie or Hallie?
Hallie.
Oh god, that didn't help at all. I still like with an H?
Just read it, dude. It says right there.
Yes,
Oh, it's with an H,
Subtitles,
dude.
man.
Oh, wow. Look,
I
there's a
win.
name that appeared over your head.
Sorry, I never would have spotted like that, honestly.
Well, that's all right.
Uligo just points towards them and then Paulina and says, "You two don't look a lot alike.
Do we? You just kind of like
Orange, orange.
orange.
I think that's red.
That
Or Vecna's
it
color
looks
thing.
Orange to me.
Well, I suppose if you think so. There are distinguishing factors. She kind of just grabs the tip of one of her ears and wiggles it.
Yeah, Uligo just blinks, does not understand.
Would you like some coffee, Corporal?
I'd love some, actually. Thank you. And you,
Yeah.
you pour her another mug.
Hey, is Lance Corporal above or below the normal Corporal?
Hello.
Lance Corporal's below.
Fuck.
She kind of takes a tentative sip from the hot coffee and then kind of singes her lips a little bit and goes, "Whew, all right, I suppose I'll wait a little bit." And she leans the massive rifle that she has up against the trunk as she kind of cradles the mug. You guys can do a check on the rifle if you want.
Yeah.
What
What
Can I
kind of check?
roll for gun?
Roll for con, yeah. Investigation or whatever you feel would fit. Investigation is fun.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Reznikov guns. He has no
Oh.
idea.
Yeah, Uligo and Donner, you take a quick look at her gun that she rests against the trunk. It's definitely a sniper rifle. You can tell by the massive scope on its top, but it's like no sniper rifle you've seen. It's a lot bigger, it's a lot longer, and it looks very unwieldy.
Sheesh. Hey, you mind keeping on going?
Oh, are we done?
Yeah, the conversation ended. It's kind of getting awkward
Yeah,
now.
I can't go through
Okay.
you, please. Thank you.
Standing here in silence.
Yeah, she's just like blowing on the coffee slightly to cool it, but she gives you like a nod of dismissal. As you guys-
Uligo was just watching, like, her blow on the liquid, not understanding what she was doing.
Have a good one again. I like your scarf.
She gives you guys another nod. As you guys make your way into the next carriage, you feel a big lurch from beneath your feet as the train begins to move.
Reznikov is going to make sure that Polina doesn't, like, trip or anything as the train moves.
Yeah, she kind of like teeters a little bit, but you brace her.
You ever been on a train before, Miss Polina?
No, never. Have you all?
It's terrible. I hate it. So loud.
It doesn't sound that loud to me.
What?
Do you even have ears?
Wow.
I'm go flexing your ears
Wow.
now.
Mine
True,
are pretty
Ulico.
cool.
Are there ears somewhere in that blob?
Fuligo does not need ears.
His
He's
ears go into
here with
airplane
whole
mode.
body.
You hear with your whole that's weird.
I see with whole body.
You see,
Not gonna go into that.
yeah, let's ignore that. I've learned too many fun facts about everybody today that I wish I didn't know.
Dude,
You
getting
guys
out
make
to
your
is
way.
kind of fun.
As the train gets its start and you steady yourselves, you make your way into the next car. This one has like sort of a narrow corridor at its center, and all along the corridor there are these wooden doors. What?
What?
This guy just fucking pictures.
I knew you were looking at him. I knew you were looking at him. As soon as I saw him, I'm like, oh, Tasty's gonna win.
Looks like a Jersey Shore dude.
He's a little jolly though.
You can hear kind of from beyond these. There's sort of like sliding doors that open in. You can hear a soft conversation from within the one immediately to your right.
Do we ask?
I'm
Do
gonna
you
quickly
think-
knock on this door just
Oh.
to check.
Yeah, you knock on that one, don't get an answer. There are sort of like there's a window that's sort of like clouded glass, so you don't see any silhouettes in there.
Anyone in
Ulico,
there, Donnie?
oh. Before he can open the door, Ulico's gonna reach around him with his little tendril and just fling the door open. If it's,
Oh,
if
what?
it's
Dude, you
unlocked.
gotta knock, dude.
I don't know.
It's
They-
extremely
knocking
weird and
inside.
He's gonna pull the door closed and knock.
Yeah, so for like a half second, you see two startled figures inside, and then you close the door again and knock, and then just another voice from behind it. Just,
Hello,
Come
anybody
in.
there? Okay,
yes, come in.
now you can do your thing.
I do not want to.
Oh my god.
I already did.
Would you guys like any tea?
Coffee.
Do we have tea? We
Coffee?
have coffee.
Wait, is
oh
it just
god,
coffee?
we're giving out coffee?
Yes.
What
Oh,
did you
that's-
think we were
That's
giving?
not as cool. I thought we were giving out tea.
How did you think they were staying up?
There's teas for everything, man. It's like a herbal remedy. I used one to cure my
The
irritable
door's still
bowels.
closed, right? They're just
Yeah.
talking outside the door. Yeah.
the voices from inside are just. I said you could come in.
Oh,
what-
apologies.
Just like another mumble, just kind of from within. What's happening here?
Oh, he'll open the door.
Should we be worried about this? But you open the door and see two kind of relatively young soldiers in privates uniforms. And they see you. They kind of pause for a sec, not recognizing who you are. Then they see the Lance Corporal insignias on your shoulder and give a small salute and stand at attention. Lance Corporal, Lance Corporal, and then they kind of pause and don't know your name. Did you need something of us?
Do you want any coffee? You can be at ease. I don't care.
Oh, sure, thank you. I'm Private Baltazar, and this is Private Melchior. He gestures towards the a little more burly, kind of taller private, who just says, "Da, I'd like some as well."
Got it. Hey, 2 coffees.
All right. I'm gonna pour them both at the same time.
Oh, fancy.
I got these little hands for a good reason, you know. Here you go.
Yeah, you pour them some coffee and hand it over to them. And then they say, Lance Corporal, if you wouldn't mind, there's another private in the room down there who might want some as well. And he kind of gestures towards one down and on the left.
Will do.
Thank you, Lance Corporal.
Uligo's gonna open this door from here with his little tentacle.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, you stretch your tendril out and yank this door open. Donna, you hear the door behind you kind of
All he sees is the
slide
back
right
of
open.
me knocking on this door.
To the
Hello?
left. Donor. Left.
Oh, what? Huh?
Well, get your jiggly
Oh.
ass out of the way.
Hello?
Okay.
Coffee?
As you enter this room, Donner, you see a sort of stranger setup in this room. The other ones just kind of had like packs and rucksacks and crates strewn throughout, kind of soldiers' belongings. But this one has a sort of makeshift sandbag barrier, almost like an entrenchment set up in it. And as you enter, you actually don't see anyone for 1 second, and then another private sits up from behind the sandbag barrier and just kind of yawns and goes, who is it then? And then as he kind of clears his eyes and sees your Lance Corporal uniform, he stands right up and salutes and goes, apologies, Lance Corporal. Sorry, who are you?
At ease. Lance Corporal Donnie Donnerson. Donner for short.
Private Gaspar, sir.
I ask what the bags are for. PTSD or paranoia?
Well, he kind of like turns a little red. It's just that I can't really sleep unless I've got an entrenchment. You know how it is. Just doesn't feel right.
Right. Do you want any coffee?
Well, I'm awake now, so I suppose.
Hey, make it a double shot. This guy's kind of cracked.
Double shot coming up. I don't know what that means.
An
I'm just gonna pour
espresso
a cup of
machine on the thing.
I have Smith tools. I can probably make espresso machine.
Do you know what that is?
What?
Do you
I
know what an
have no
espresso
idea.
machine is?
No idea.
What the hell is an espresso?
Hand it to him.
It's
Something
like
that go very
coffee.
fast.
Very, yeah.
Why not just call it coffee?
Yeah, you hand him the mug, and he says, "Thank you kindly, sir."
Have a go in.
Yeah, Uligo's gonna just close the door.
Knock, knock, knock. Hello?
You don't get any response from behind that door.
Like
Holy
puts
Ghost
his ear
gonna
up to
open
see
that
if it's
one.
like if there's like this snoring.
No snoring.
Oh, stop
Yep.
opening it. Oh, hey. Hi.
Every time I do this, someone's inside.
Yeah, you slide that door open, and you guys come face to face with a Nyanhari half-blood woman who, just kind of, she's carrying a bunch of papers in her hand, and she seems to be kind of moving stuff around, but she stops as she sees you all and says, "Oh, new faces, we've not met."
Hello.
Well,
You're just like me.
come in. She kind of motions for you guys to enter.
You stay out, big man. Not enough room.
Oh, me. Oh, okay.
Just like extend your neck and look in or something. I don't know.
That is exactly what Uligo is going to do.
Ah, it's weird.
I'm gonna pour a cup and bring it in. Here you go.
She takes it from you and then places it down on her desk. As you guys survey her room, it seems like hers has been sort of repurposed too. She's pushed the table out of her room and brought a larger table that she's turned into sort of a makeshift hospital bed. She herself is wearing kind of a long doctor's coat. She says, "Are you all joining up with G Company then?"
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Well, I should introduce myself. I'm Dr. Pashka Amor.
Dr. Pat, got it.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, but you needn't salute or call me ma'am or anything like that. I'm a civilian.
You're just like me.
She kind of cocks her head for a sec, not quite understanding what you meant, and then goes, "Oh, right," and she kind of runs her hand through her hair across her ear. Yes, I suppose so.
So if we get hurt, you're gonna patch us up?
Well, I'll certainly do my best, though supplies can be limited here. You glance around and you see that there's all these like bloodstained sheets everywhere.
I'm just gonna nod enthusiastically.
How long you been a doctor for?
Well, a good 14 years now.
Sheesh.
And, well, I was not ever affiliated with military, but, well, Gentle Company needed a doctor. So I volunteered.
Uligo snakes his hand in and just to raise it. Is 14 years long?
Well, I suppose it is all relative, really.
We are not relatives.
Do you know how long a day is? Uligo.
Rhetorical question.
No, do you know how long a day is? Do you know what a day is?
Yes, it's a day. A day is a day.
Just so you know,
A day is a day.
well, there's at least like 300 of them in a year. And then times that by 14.
Uligo's hand disappears out of the doorway.
Dr. Amor is just kind of like stunned into silence at your conversation. Just not sure at all what's happening here.
Hey, doctor, I got a question.
Yes. Yes, what is it?
Our boy Donnie over here, he's down to 2 lives. Can we get some of the other ones back?
I don't know that it works that way. But if you are injured, please don't hesitate to come see me.
I'm at least 70% sure I have 3, but I lost
Well-
count.
We don't want to risk it.
She kind of chuckles knowingly because she knows that old Nan Harry saying, and says, "Well, here's hoping that those 3 are long ones then. Yes."
Yeah. I guess. Well,
Well,
Time
thank
to
you all
go.
for the coffee. Very
Yeah.
kind of you.
Thank you. We'll try really hard not to get hurt and come back here.
Well, it does happen.
We go outside. I'm gonna nudge Donner. We're like, I wouldn't mind getting hurt and coming back here.
are you like into that?
It's not gonna say anything. Just keep it.
I am not sure she know Uligo's makeup. How would she help?
Do you know your makeup?
What the fuck does that mean? Oh, like genetics.
What?
If part of you falls off, can we just put it back on?
You could try.
I feel like that would probably, considering he's mostly the same thing.
Hey,
Donner,
whoa,
watch out.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Watch out,
whoa,
Donner.
whoa, whoa. What the
you
fuck?
make-
Nobody told me about this.
You make your way into the next carriage, in which this is sort of like the dining car, where there's a bunch of tables set up, though most of them do not bear food. They have assorted belongings of soldiers spread across them, from rifles to packs to ashtrays to grenades. But you can see two people seated in some of the booths a bit down the way, as well as kind of curled up against the side near one of the chairs is a dog. A rather large dog, but a dog.
Somebody keep that mud off me, or I swear.
Don't
I
fight him,
haven't
Gunny.
seen a
Don't fight
dog
him.
and stuff. Don't fight the dog.
Not like last
if-
time. That was messed up.
Dude, if he licks me like that last one licked me, I can't stop it, dude.
Dogs lick
Don't
you.
eat him,
like-
Uligo.
You get close enough to let that happen.
No,
like
they're
a-
fast. They're
Sounds like
kind
a
of
you problem.
bit fast. What?
I need to get this.
Sounds
cart
like a
moving,
you problem.
please.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna stay behind you.
Okay.
As you approach the dog, Uligo, she kind of raises her head and then wags her tail and kind of sits up to greet you.
Uligo is just going to just stare at it.
Like into the
kinda
eye?
just like the dog just
Yeah.
like stares up at you
Just keep
and then
staring.
kind of like cocks her head a bit to the side. At first, the dog kind of thought maybe you were gonna come up and pet her, but then you just kind of stand there, and she just like expectantly waits and pants.
I think it wants you to pet her.
Oh, yes, the greeting. He extends a hand and then like smushes it on the dog's head. And like it kind of starts sinking in, and then he like takes it out and then that's what he does.
From the seats next to you, one of the soldiers, who, as you kind of look them up and down, you notice that they actually share your rank. They're lance corporals as well. One of them just remarks, well, looks like she likes you. I've seen her be a little more mean with strangers before, so I take that as a good sign."
Yeah, we'll keep our cat away from her. Don't worry. Do you want some coffee?
Of course, yes, if you're providing.
All right. Yeah, I'll pour a couple cups and lay them down.
You lot linked up with G Company then? In Nesh?
Yes. Yep, we found our way here.
Very well. Welcome to the group then.
Has it been
Lance
quiet
Corporal.
so far here?
In Nesh, it's been relatively quiet. We managed to keep out of eyesight as best we could. I'm Lance Corporal Harold. And the woman pipes up and says, Lance Corporal Vixina. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Dancer. That big guy over there is Uligo. The kitty cat's Donner. And the Doc's Reznikov.
Nice to meet you all. Belina just kind of goes, I'm Belina. But one of the lance corporals just kind of nods his head towards the dog and goes, our girl there is Laika. Sort of a company pet.
Oh boy.
She is like a what?
He kind of pauses for a sec, not quite sure what you meant, and then goes, no, her name is Laika. Laika. Laika.
Oh, okay.
Dumb name, terrible name.
Your bias is showing.
I'm gonna pet Laika with all four of my hands.
Yeah, she kind of pants happily and wags her tail.
There's some
Licks
extra
one of your
presents. The
hands.
big guy doesn't know how to do it.
Oh, that is how you.
Yeah, but to be careful.
Yeah, Polina's gonna pet her.
Whoa,
As
Rosberg.
well.
Reznikov is also going to pet the dog.
Lance Corporal Vixina sees that Donner's kind of walking off towards the far door and goes, "Yeah, you probably ought to bring some coffee out to Fritz out back. He's been out in the cold for a little bit now."
Gotcha.
To Fritz it is.
Coffee on the Fritz.
No, this job is way easier than fighting.
Is it?
Don't say that.
I do not think so.
Things may change.
So many faces. So similar.
I mean, what could go wrong? We're on a train.
Again,
Nothing bad has
don't-
ever happened on a train.
don't say that.
Oh.
As you kind of yank the door to the next compartment open, this one is an open air car, kind of right at the back with all of the supplies loaded onto it.
Oh God, where'd the roof?
Uligo. Okay, Uligo's just gonna take all the death flags that Donner was waving and just take them away.
Thank you, Willigo.
And so the wind kind of whips past you as you step out into the open air and find in the middle of this sort of storage car here, cargo, is a shivering private who is kind of covered in snow.
Hey,
Around his neck, he has a pair of binoculars. But he turns to greet you and goes, "Private Fritz, sir."
it's a bit cold out here. Why is there no roof?
Well, this is just the cargo car, sir. We needed more space. This is all we had.
Got it. You want some coffee?
Yes, sir. If you have some.
Pot's
we
all
have
yours,
it?
Private.
Hey,
He happily takes the coffee from you and starts to sip it, even though it's quite hot. And goes, "You've linked up with G then?
yep.
It's a pleasure to have you then, sir."
It's been a warm welcome. Well, not out here.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. It's a little cold, sir.
This card is suspiciously open to attacks.
Yeah, Uligo's gonna grab that one too.
Okay.
Well, sir, it's my job to keep watch.
Right.
In case we're pursued from the rear.
How are you keep watch if you're half frozen, though, Private?
Well, I'm due to rotate out of watch in just another half hour, sir.
You think maybe they just don't like you?
No, sir. We drew straws amongst the privates, sir, and I lost.
You've got to get luckier, man.
Understood, sir. I will try, sir.
Yeah, I mean, if someone were to attack, you would be really like caught off guard and not be able to fight back very easily.
Well, no, sir. I have quite a good view of the rear, sir. So I would use. He kind of holds up another kind of thing that he's got strung around his neck, which is a small little sending stone. Use the radio, sir, to warn everyone of an attack.
Can I see that stone?
Very well, sir. He kind of just holds it up to show you, and not quite sure if you wanted you to hand it, to hand it to him. If you wanted him to
I'll
hand it
reach
to you.
to grab it.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir. He pulls it off his neck and hands it to you.
How do I use it?
Well, see the surface there. Just press into it, and then that reports directly to Captain Dasha, sir.
Right. Okay. We'll click it. Hello? Yeah?
There's a moment's pause, and then Private Fritz, is that you? Report.
Yep, Stoneworks. Here.
Stand up.
Stone works.
Yeah, you hand it back as it's kind of like sounding off like, report, Private Fritz, report. And then Fritz just kind of picks it up again and calls into it. Apologies, Captain Dasha, just a routine test to make sure that the stones work. And then another kind of exasperated sigh across the stone. Very well, Private Fritz. Back to your duty. Understood, Captain. And he strings it back around his neck.
Well, if this is the end, I guess we gotta go the other way.
Yes, sir. This is the last car in the train.
No, it'd suck
Alright.
if we were here for a suspiciously long time and then something happened, so I better just leave.
Uligo is going to. Oh, sorry.
No, you go. You go. It's okay.
Okay, Uligo's gonna pat Fritz on the shoulder and say, "Try and be warmer." And then
Understood,
just
sir.
walk away.
I'll do my best, sir.
Nice scarf, by the way.
Thank you, sir. And he gives you another salute. But just as he kind of starts to turn around, to look back off into the wilderness around, you hear this like kind of horrific metallic shrieking, not from the train, but from somewhere off in the distance. And
Great.
Fritz kind of wheels around to look out behind the train. You see him raise his binoculars to his eyes. And he kind of scans the horizon for a second, looking in between the trees, as you all kind of do the same. You can make perception checks if you want.
God damn it, Donnie.
Ooh, I got a 25.
Didn't mean to do that.
What? Roll a little bit. Performance.
He performed really badly when he was
busted
trying.
Does a little dance.
Does a little jig in hopes it will distract the mechanical creature.
Reznikov, you're the first to see them. As everybody kind of cranes their neck looking over the edge of the carriage here and off into the wilderness. You see just a flicker of red in the distance from beyond the darkness, the shroud of the trees. And then a couple seconds later, another flicker of red, and then the glint of metal in the sun. And then all of a sudden, kind of bursting out of the underbrush, you see what looks at first to be wolves, but as they get a little closer, you can tell that they're made entirely from metal.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Since I saw them first, can I do something really quick? Like, not like it's kind of like cast anything or anything, but like just a movement.
You could talk if you want,
Okay.
or you can move if you want.
Okay, I was just gonna say I'm gonna shove Polina carefully to the ground and like try to like cover her like with
Like right there, maybe.
yeah
Kind of
and
against
like
something.
block like push her behind this and then like stand in front of it like crouching and just yell get down like as they
But oh no, there's
Bust out.
wolves on the other side too.
Yeah,
Oh, no!
as you call out and kind of point towards them and then shove Polina down into safety, Fritz kind of quickly wheels around to look at what you were pointing at and calls out, "Automatons! Everybody get down!" And he quickly rushes into cover here.
No, use radio, stone.
Yeah. As he kind of like quickly gets his back to those sandbags, you see him lift the stone to his mouth and begins to speak. He reports to Captain Dash and says, "Captain, automatons from the rear," and then you can kind of see him scan along the horizon again as he ducks his head up, and then he looks kind of off ahead, and you see more flickers off in the distance ahead, and goes, "All along the right side of the train, Captain. Everyone look to the right of the windows." And then another crackle across the sending stone. "Understood, Private." And then there's just kind of silence from it as everybody else is rushing to battle stations throughout the train. So, roll initiative.
That was almost a 1.
Damn, Donnie.
It's yourself a little decimal point on it.
It's the break ties.
I
For
see.
tie breaking, but I use alphabetic to break ties anyway.
Yeah, I have mine left over from Luna's game.
Yeah, it's no problem. Doesn't bug me at all.
Oh, I don't care. I was literally just like, what?
Yeah, it's just
There's
curious.
decimals in this game.
Yeah. It's based
Damn
on
it!
your dexterity.
I hate math. I can't do decimals.
All right. Let me just quickly add those in because they didn't auto-populate.
It's not funny.
All right. So, as the wind whips around you, and the rest of G Company rushes to battle stations, you prepare to fight.
Are we keeping track of ammunition?
Yes.
Okay.
Since this is
I've
our
shot
first
once.
real fight,
Yeah, I've shot.
the only person who doesn't have to is Dancer.
Must be nice.
Especially because a couple of you looking at Reznikov have additional mechanics that work alongside
Hey.
your ammunition count.
I'm well aware. I read it like 3 times.
Wait, hold
I have
on.
not forgotten.
But I only have 20 bullets per shell.
I have 19.
Imagine. I have.
Yeah, your machine gunner
60.
has a lot more ammo.
Yep. I was gonna say
Um,
I have 60 ammo.
But you're also on a train full of soldiers with lots of storage, so won't be too hard. to
Oh
get bullets.
no, your gun's ammo is so specific. Nobody has it.
I know. They
Yeah,
better
Oh
do something.
man. Guess you'll just have to throw your gun at them.
All right. So, first act is going to be one of the automaton wolves. It is going to it is going to run this far here, up to the side of the train, and then with one big, rather graceful leap for a machine, is going to leap onto the train.
God damn.
It has a little bit more distance, so it's going to get that far. But it's not able to do anything else, so it is going to end its turn there, which will bring us to the next automaton wolf, which is going to get that far, leaping onto the carriage as well, which will bring us to Lance Corporal Donner. What do you do?
Oh no, more dogs! He's gonna shoot at this one. Well, he's gonna move like behind the big guy and then shoot at it.
Very well.
Ooh, that was almost a net.
Ooh.
Assume that hits, because otherwise, oof.
27 does indeed hit.
And fuck
13
it.
piercing.
Action surge. I'll shoot again, but I'm going to.
Sorry, 13 piercing, yes? Is that it?
That's the first one, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then you shoot the head clean off that one.
Oh. Yeah, action surge. Shoot the second one.
Go for it. 21 hits.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right. Then as these two wolves leap over the side of the carriage and land, quick as a flash, Lance Corporal Donner just fires 2 shots from his revolver and just beheads both of them.
They called me the
And
Don
they,
because I don't miss.
They collapse down into smoking piles of metal.
You
steam.
really hate dogs.
Donnie doesn't like dogs.
Anything else,
That-
Lance Corporal?
Nope. That's all,
Very
sir.
well. Then that will bring us to the next automaton wolf, who's going to run up kind of this far alongside the carriage. And that'll bring us to Dancer.
All right, we can see over the edge, right?
Yeah, it's about kind of just like chest high. So enough to be kind of half cover and
Okay.
shoot over.
Then yeah, I'll move up and shoot this one. 22. Nope. This is a cursed gun. I told you guys.
Take careful aim and fire a bolt from your rifle, which sizzles past with this sort of arcane energy to it. No ordinary rifle shot. In fact, as you kind of like hunker down next to Fritz, he just kind of like sees that sizzling bolt fire out of your gun and just goes, "What the bloody hell's that?"
It's a long story. And it's not working right. And that's what I
Understood, sir. That'll bring us to the next automaton wolf. Is going to similarly run as far as he can and end his turn, which brings us to Lance Corporal Reznikov. What do you do?
He is going to cast Sacred Flame at that one, which is a DC 13 dexterity throw.
All right, it does succeed. The nimble little wolf leaps right out of the way as the light descends upon it.
Ooh, not cool. And then he's gonna shift over one.
Barrow. Then that will bring us to Lance Corporal Uligo.
Uligo's gonna hefty shotgun, take aim at that one, and fire.
Barrow. 23 hits.
Huzzah!
On 13 damage, yeah, you kind of track it quick with your shotgun, fire a blast, and just like hit the side of this wolf that sends it collapsing to the ground, no longer able to follow the train as they run along. And you just kind of see it disappear off into the distance, a scrap heap of smoke and steam.
He says, this is very easy. He
Anything else? Very well. And that brings us to the end of the turn order, upon which those kind of peering up over the rail see another brighter flash of light in the woods, off kind of just behind the train in the distance. And kind of crashing through the branches of these tall pine trees comes a much larger creature.
Cool. Oh,
Mm.
Another automaton, though this one with a large glowing red eye at its center and many little crystalline tendrils across its body, reaching out and all kind of zeroing in on the side of the train. Private Fitz kind of peers above the edge of the railing for a second and then ducks his head right back down and immediately picks up the sending stone again to go, Captain, they've got a spectat. And then there's another kind of moment's pause from behind the or from the other side of the sending stone, after which you hear Captain Dasha's voice say, understood, focus fire on that. And so that will bring us back around. Pretty good. It's pretty good.
I thought so. Come on.
I'll give you credit. It's pretty good. That'll bring us back around to the turn order start, which is going to be actually the Spectat. Which is a little slower than the wolves, but it kind of still keeps pace with the train and moves its way forward. You see that eye kind of focus in on you guys. You see the whirling mechanisms within it as some of those kind of crystalline prongs on either side begin to move and aim wildly, and then all kind of begin to center in on targets. So it is going to, as it levels one of those little crystal focuses at you all. It is going to fire a beam of kind of this purplish light that is going to shoot right at Lance Corporal Dancer.
ooh.
Mm.
Good luck.
So please make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, it's Raps.
Uh-oh.
It's Jover.
It's so Jover.
That is going to be a failure, upon which you're going to take.
Wait, can I? When a creature you hit, can I use my interception on this?
Does it work on saves?
I don't think so. I'm trying to see what it says with an attack.
Read it while I roll the damage.
Okay.
If,
when a
if it says an
creature-
attack, then it's probably not on saves, but read it. Read it.
Okay, when a creature you can see hits a target other than you within 5 feet of me. He's within 5 feet, right?
Mhm.
Okay. With an
With an
attack,
attack.
you can use your reaction.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be this.
Okay. All right.
Because it'd be anytime I'm rolling a to hit roll, that's fair game.
Okay.
So if people are shooting at you, that's totally fair game.
Mm-hmm.
But for this, no. So you're going to take Lance Corporal Dancer. You're going to take 13 psychic damage
Oh, shit.
as you feel just this intense pain as soon as the beam hits you. This intense pain just racks your head. Just sort of an instant thunderclap headache that almost like blinds you as it hits you, but as it begins to fade, your vision regains.
Don't like that.
That is the end of the Spectat's turn, which brings us to Lance Corporal Donner.
You okay, Dancer?
No.
Shit. Okay.
Let's just kill that thing faster.
Right.
Would you say this is all a straight line?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to spend a grit point to make a piercing shot. So I can expend 1 grit point to attempt to fire through multiple opponents. The initial attack gains a +1 to the firearm's miss score. Okay, so this is for the first one, the dog.
A 12 is actually a hit.
Hey. And then it's disadvantage on the one behind for the big guy. $13?
The 13 is just shy.
Frig. All right, so I miss, but the bullet still goes through the dog.
Yeah, so the bullet goes clean through this automaton wolf, kind of right across its chest, and sends it collapsing to the ground, falling off into the distance.
I missed. Oh no.
I'm gonna go on the floor, drop, if I can.
Yeah, you can go prone.
Yeah, no, do that. That'll be my turn.
All right. Lance Corporal Dancer. As the ringing clears your head, what do you do?
All right, you big old bitch. I'm gonna put Hexblade's Curse on that thing if I can.
Fuck him up.
And I'm gonna try and shoot him. Just work,
Alright.
gun. Just work.
Hey.
24 does hit, and you're dealing force damage.
Yep.
Ooh.
And then you have your Hexblade as well, right? Is that
Yeah, so it's a +2. What did I roll? Roll an 18. Damn, close. All right.
You rolled a damage. That's so toxic.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
painful.
damage taken?
All right. And that's my turn.
Yeah, you see the force damage kind of slam into the creature, into the spectat, and kind of cracks a couple of the crystals and a little bit of a bend to the metal as it hits it. Which will bring us to Lance Corporal Reznikov.
Cool. Okay, I can cast a leveled spell and a cantrip in the same, right?
Yeah, as long as one's action
Okay.
and bonus action.
Cool. Okay, so as a bonus action, I'm casting Healing Word on Lieutenant Corporal Dancer. So you can heal for 13.
Nice.
Thank you.
You take that. And then for my action, he is going to also cast Resistance on Lieutenant Corporal Dancer. And he's going to say, don't get distracted. So he now has a D4 that you can add to a saving throw of your choice.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay.
Very well.
Yeah, I'll try.
And that will be his turn.
That will bring us to Lance Corporal Uligo.
Uligo sees that this is a pretty big guy and says, okay, it's my turn. And as a bonus action, he's gonna do Giant's Might to become large. And then he's gonna try and shoot this thing, I guess at disadvantage because it's too far away.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, disadvantage.
Oh, no.
Okay, he does not
Oh,
hit.
no.
Yeah, you take a pot shot at the spectat, but it goes wide.
He's just like, oh, how sad. I try better next time. And that's it.
All right. That brings us to the end of the turn order. So I'm gonna have Private Fritz take a shot too, so he's not useless.
Hey.
He actually hits. So he's got his own kind of
Hey.
just standard rifle. He fires at it. He hits it with his bullet, and it bounces clean off.
Oh.
Deals no damage. Upon which he ducks back down next to you, Dancer, and goes, "Uh oh, they've upgraded the armor of the Spectat. That's not good."
Yeah, that's not good.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm pretty sure I just hit it clean on, and it bounced right off. So perhaps it's immune to piercing. It's got some
Does
sort of
anybody have
ballistic armor
access
on it.
to fire?
Immune to piercing. Oligo just looks at his shotgun and is like, uh-oh.
There's got to be a way. Well, some of you hit it though, right? So it's not immune to everything, and maybe there's a way to break its armor.
I have an idea.
Everybody turns to you.
He pulls out a oil lamp.
Somebody throw this on it.
Why don't you throw it?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so that will bring us back around to the top of the turn order. Upon which, as you guys are hunkered down and focusing on the Spectat, suddenly, yeah, no worries. Suddenly, from over the railings on the far side, several more automaton wolves dive onto your carriage,
Oh no.
landing with metallic thuds.
Oligo is gonna say, no, Oligo was just kidding earlier.
And the wolves kind of snap their jaws at you with this grinding noise. So let's mark down. This will be that. This will be that. And this will be that. Okay. So as the automaton wolves jump back in and join the turn order, they're going to immediately, at least two of them, jump in and attack. So the first thing to happen is this one is going to land heavy right next to you, Donner and Reznikov, and then just lunge at the closest thing to it, which is Polina. And so it lunges at her as she's kind of hunkered down, but she's hunkered down to avoid fire from above, and it just attacks her head on with no cover factored in. 19 is going to hit her. So it latches down on her arm with its fangs. You see blood begin to...
Can I use my cloud rune reaction?
Yeah, you're large, right? So you're about that big now?
Yes, but also the... Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'll just use the interception then.
Yeah,
Because
you
I'm
want to do that?
close enough to her, right?
Yeah, you're big.
Okay.
So what's that do then?
I can use the reaction to reduce the damage by 1d10 plus 2.
Okay, roll that then.
10.
Straight 10?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then she only takes 3 piercing.
Yeah.
So there's still blood kind of on her arm, but she manages to kind of quickly pull her arm out of it before it can really bite down too hard. So you see blood on the side of her dress, Reznikov, but she's not too badly wounded. Didn't open up an artery. No arterial spray. That's that wolf's turn, which will bring us to this wolf, which is going to lunge at you, Uligo. And your AC is
18.
18. It lunges at you, and you just get your shield right in the way. It bounces clean off with like a metallic grinding as metal meets metal.
Now he's gonna say, no, bad dog.
Which will bring us to the Spectat, which kind of moves its way in, but actually begins to push its way, kind of heading almost forward onto the train, as if it's looking to travel this direction. But it is going to roll another beam attack, since you're still in range. And this time... it is going to hit you with...
Who?
he-
With?
sorry. It's going to shoot at you with. Shoot at, well, the biggest target.
The biggest one? Yeah, I was gonna say probably Uligo.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious that when something just grows to
Huge,
double the
just like,
size.
boom.
So, all right, well, that's painted a pretty big target.
Mhm.
So it is going to shoot a fiery red ray at you. So make a dex save.
Oh no. That is not enough.
Insufficient, yes. So it is going to slam you kind of in the left shoulder with this ray of fiery light, and you feel this burn kind of spread across your whole left arm as it singes at your gelatinous form.
Is it? It's fire?
It's going to be fire, yes.
Okay. How much damage is it?
I was just rolling it, sorry.
Okay.
It is going
It
to
took
be...
you too long. Maybe you did it wrong.
It was a lot of dice. It's 15 fire damage.
Okay, 15. Got it.
That'll end the Spectat's turn, which will bring us to Lance Corporal Donner.
Oh man, what do I do? Well, I guess I'll ask this. I just noticed the oil lamps are reskin of a torch. So is it actually oil?
They're a reskin of a standard torch, but I did call it an oil lamp, so I'm perfectly down with you using it as an oil lamp.
All right, I want to throw it at it then.
I just didn't want to have to rewrite anything.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna light it and then throw it at it.
Yeah.
I don't know how thrown weapons work. So. Or
I
thrown
mean,
items.
you're a pretty accurate person, so just roll your shooting
Okay.
to see if it hits.
Say I'm not very
We'll just-
strong, so.
We'll just play it fast and loose. It doesn't really matter. All right. Yeah, you throw it, and it kind of splashes down. Most of it goes onto the snow as it kind of like clatters along the side of the Spectat. But I'll say it doesn't burst across it and cause any fire damage, but there's a bit of oil now on the Spectat, since you got pretty close but didn't quite hit. So there's no
Nice.
burning damage done here, but it does now along its kind of left side have just a little bit of oil like lingering.
Okay. Fuck. Do I have 2 weapon fighting? I do.
I believe you do.
You don't have your ability more.
What's
Oh, I already used my item interaction to take it out of my bag, though.
Yeah, but you have a what? You're trying to use a trench knife?
Yeah.
It would just be in your belt, so really
Okay.
not that big of a deal for you to just yank it out with your free hand. Like if you were using like a big two-handed rifle, it'd be a little bit more, but you're just using a revolver, so you have a free hand anyway.
All right, so half movement to get up, and then 10 movement. I'm gonna try to stab this thing.
All right. Yeah, you aim for kind of like the joints along the neck where you can see some exposed cables.
Yeah, let me put it as dual wield. Okay, what a way to nat 20.
Yeah, that'll hit. Roll your
Nice.
damage.
He hates dogs.
Terrible damage, but it is a dagger with no proficiency bonus or no modifier on it.
Fair enough. All right, so that is what? All right, damage taken. Yeah,
Five
you
whole damage.
sink your trench knife into its neck, and you feel it cut a couple cables, but they must not have been essential ones because it's still alive. Though there is some like
Gotcha.
sparks shooting out of its neck now.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Very well. That'll bring us to Lance Corporal Dancer.
All right. I'm gonna keep shooting at the big one. Take care
Well.
of the doggies, please. There it is. There we go.
26 is gonna hit. All right. Yeah. So you level your rifle with the Spectat's big eye, and just fire a shot that pierces right into that eye, and you see the glass kind of crack across and form this sort of spider web across the crystalline red eye. The creature's still alive, but it's now kind of shooting sparks out of its main eye.
Almost there, boys. And that's my turn.
Very well. That will bring us to this automaton wolf. Who's gonna run up here and just go for Ulago as well, biggest target. It jumps at you, kind of lunging at the massive form,
Yeah.
and it is going to hit you with a 21. Not natural.
Ouchie.
So that is going to be 8 piercing as you feel it kind of bite through a weaker part of your armor and sink into the gelatinous ooze.
Okay, Ulugo kind of looks a little bit like he's melting. if that makes
Like
sense.
ice cream.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
little bit like it's
Frosty
a
the
little,
Snowman over here.
a little hard for him to continue his humanoid form, but he's still standing. Okay.
All right, that's the automaton wolf's turn. So that'll bring us to Lance Corporal Reznikov.
All right. I was literally just thinking about this, and now I forget what I was thinking.
Well, on one side of you, you've got Polina, who's slightly bleeding, but not too badly wounded. But there is a automaton wolf kind of bearing over her as she's kind of like retreated and shrank away into the corner here. But on the other side of you, you've got a massive looming Spectat already charging up other beams.
Cool. Okay, we're
And-
we're ignoring
and,
the big guy.
and a slightly melted Ulago who's taken some damage. What would you like to do?
I'm ignoring the big guy. Okay, so I'm gonna cast Healing Word as a bonus action on Ulago. So Ulago, have some health. You can have exactly 7. Have 7.
Thank you.
There you go. And
His
then
head reshapes, but his body's still melting.
oh boy. Okay. Well, the head's the important part. That's where the brain is. Maybe question mark. Don't know if he has a brain. For his action, he is gonna try and smack the wolf here with his spade.
His entrenchment spade.
Entrenchment spade. Yeah.
All right,
He
yeah,
got
you
a 21.
yank that right off your back. The tool that you've used to dig many a trench on the front. That's a 21. That's gonna hit. So you bring that down over the automaton's head.
It's just 3 bludgeoning. You know, it's not a lot, but he's trying.
3 bludgeoning is indeed not a lot, but it is actually enough to kill this thing.
Oh shit!
Whoa.
Win! Big dub for Resnick Day, guys.
So yeah, you
Spade's dead.
bring the entrenchment spade down over the automaton's head, and you see that that crystalline red eye just crack right down the center, and then go dim as it collapses to the ground, still sparking.
Digging a trench in its skull. This is a win. Really think he can really do much else, but he's kind of gonna move to try to cover Polina a little more, like as best he can.
Very well.
But that's it.
All right. Then that will bring us to Lance Corporal Uligo.
Uligo is immediately going to shoot this one in the face.
All right, yeah, you just cock your shotgun and aim.
Let's see if it hits. 21. That was like the third 21. Weird. And I'm assuming that hits, so 8 plus 1d6 because he's a big boy. So 10.
All right, yeah, you just kind of level your shotgun with that one's face and just like completely erase its head,
Yay.
sending like scattering fragments of metal across the whole back of the
Yeah.
cargo carriage.
Uligo literally says, "Yay!
Hmm.
That was good shot." And he's let's see. Yep, I think he's done.
All right, that will bring us to Fritz, who is going to just shoot at this one. But he misses. Polina is going to kind of tear a little bit of cloth from her opposite sleeve and then begin to wrap her injury a little bit. Which will bring us to the end of the turn and back around. As you guys are fighting the automatons on your end, you can actually hear gunshots from the rest of the train. Clearly, there's a lot more wolves. Occasionally, you'll see one kind of whiz by the train, having collapsed and having been shot. Clearly, everybody else on the train is dealing with their own problem. So that will bring us to this wolf here. Who's going to kind of just move here, and it's going to lunge at Fritz, who just shot at it. It's aiming for the neck. All right, it's gonna hit him.
Can I interception?
Mhm.
Okay. Seven.
So all right, yeah, it lunges at him. It's aiming for his neck to bite right down on his jugular, but Uligo, you kind of like lash out with your ballistic shield that you've got on your arm and just kind of bump it slightly to push it in a different direction. And so it misses his throat and hits his shoulder instead. And it deals 4 piercing to old Fritz. But it's not worse wounded. So that'll bring us to the Spectat, which is continuing its path forward. And then it is going to charge another random beam. This beam is going to force a let me double check. Save force a con from Reznikov.
Um,
Oh,
This
they're
one
not
is
going after the big guy?
nope.
Okay.
oh, well, he got a 5, so.
Alright.
Rip.
Then this beam is like an icy kind of bluish white, and it just slams you in the side. And it is going to deal. It is going to deal you 16 frost damage or cold damage. And your movement is going to be halved for your next turn. Not that that's going to matter much. Which brings us to Lance Corporal Donner.
Am I able to shoot through Uligo?
Lugo's pretty big. You could probably get between the gap in the legs.
I'll try. Shoot the dog. Oh god, where's my page?
Dog Destroyer Donnie.
I think I closed it. Shit, hold on. Ink. Natural 20 again.
Oh my god.
Bro really doesn't like dogs.
That was a big roll too.
Oof. All right, yeah, you just like almost like perfect accuracy through like this tiny little like gap in between Uligo's legs. You just fire like the perfect revolver shot straight through this one's head. And like kind of like in one eye and right out the other side.
Whew. And I'll come over here and lay down. That'll be my turn.
Very well. Lance Corporal Dancer.
All right.
The Spectat is moving. It's gaining ground on the train. It's shooting at you guys because you're targets, but it you don't feel like it's primary target.
This thing's gotta go. I'm going to focus for this advantage.
Yeah, you want to focus fire on it to
Mhm.
give yourself advantage.
Yep.
All right, so then the rest of you see as Lance Corporal Dancer kind of rests his rifle on the railing here. You see it almost like have this aura to it, the rifle, and it begins to almost siphon a bit of the spilled blood that's kind of around his face, and it draws it all into the rifle for a more powerful shot. Go for it. All right. So yeah, with your focus, you nail the Spectat right in the eye again, and deal it 9 force damage, which again spreads those spiderweb cracks across its eye.
Okay. And then do I take I take 11 too, right? Because I did the 2 for the...
Just for the shot, not for anything else. So not your
Not for the
hexblade.
curse. Okay. Taken.
So yeah, as it draws up that blood, the rifle that Dancer's using asks for its dues, and so you also take the damage you dealt.
Okay.
Anything
we're almost
else?
at this. And that's it.
Very well. As you guys look at the Spectat, it's giving off sparks. You can see cracks across both the kind of white metal surface of it as well as the crystalline form. It's not like on the hinge or on the cusp of falling apart, but it is decently damaged. That'll bring us to Reznikov's turn. Reznikov, you feel like there's like sort of like your whole left side has gone a little numb. You feel a little sluggish, but you're still entrenched here on the cargo car, so shouldn't matter too much.
I was gonna say he's gonna pretend he is fine, as not to worry anybody. And he's gonna cast Spiritual Weapon as a bonus action, and he's gonna summon. It almost looks kind of like a scepter with like a sun on it, like right here, like next to it.
Mhm.
And he's gonna try to smack it with that spiritual weapon.
Very well.
Yeah, as his action.
Yeah, roll.
He got a 16.
16 does hit.
Yay! It's gonna be 11 force damage.
All right. Yeah, the force damage as this scepter smashes straight into the crystalline surface, spreads those cracks. And that center eye looks pretty badly damaged. It's kind of shooting sparks almost constantly now.
That's gonna be his turn.
Very well. Then that'll bring us to Lance Corporal Ulago.
Yeah. Uligo looks around, realizes only the big thing that he was told he couldn't hit or he couldn't do damage to is still around. And he's like, maybe I throw a lamp? And he's gonna try to he's gonna take out a lamp like he saw Donner do and light it and then try and throw it at the thing.
All right. Yeah, we're just going to do the same thing we did with Donner, so just use your to hit for your gun.
Okay. 15.
15 does actually hit.
Oh, really? Haha, nice. Okay.
Yeah, 15 is meets beats.
What should I do for it?
I'm just going to roll... actually, you can roll them. But just roll, we'll say... 2d8 fire.
2d8 fire. Do I get the extra? No, I don't.
It's not modified by anything, so we'll just roll 2d8 fire.
No, because I was gonna say, whoops, sorry, that was only one. I was gonna say because he's big.
Oh,
he
from the-
usually like
From that?
does he get the extra?
I would say not for this because you're not like... you're not, like-
It.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the fire that's hurting it,
Mm-hmm.
not you.
Okay, so 14.
Pretty good. Yeah, you see the this time the lantern hit or the lamp hits kind of dead on, and that fire spreads across and engulfs the little bit of fire that Lance Corporal Donner got on it too. So actually, Lance Corporal Donner, roll a d4. We'll add that since you got a bit of oil on it.
Hey.
All right, we will add that damage.
Nice.
So you see that oil spread across and then spread the fire, and it almost seeps into the cracks that you guys had formed in its lenses, and you can see the actual whole form of the Spectat now begin to almost like vibrate and shudder, almost like lurching and listing a little bit in the air as it tries to fly. It is
Nice.
clearly very bad off.
He's gonna say, "Hey, that was pretty good. Good idea, Donner." And he's done. Because I don't think he can do anything else, right? He used his action, and yeah.
Very well. Then that'll bring us to the Spectat, which is just going to continue forward on its path, kind of continuing to head towards the front of the train. And it is going to take another pot shot with its beams. Some of the beams are kind of broken, but some of those like crystal focuses along its form are broken, but still has enough to be able to shoot at you guys. And it is going to... that's going to be the psychic one again. We'll roll a d4 to see who it hits. Since I forgot to save ahead of time. All right, 1, 2,
Wait,
3.
Fritz didn't go.
Oh, you're right. I'll roll. You
do
can't. You
anything,
can't do
but-
much to it anyway. But
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of feel like he just wants to shoot just because like it's better than just sitting there. So he'll shoot, but he misses.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, it is going to shoot at It's gonna hit Dancer again, so that's gonna be an int save.
Good luck, bro.
I just went 1, 2, 3, 4 across, and it was 2.
All right, and save, and then I have that. Do I still have that from?
The resistance.
Yeah.
I forget the time range on it. Resnikov can tell us. For resistance.
Let me look. A
It's
minute.
not-
So you should still have it.
Absolutely, yeah. So you get that extra D4 to roll on your save.
Sweet. And that's intelligence, you said, right?
Yep.
Oh no. Oh no.
All right, still gonna be a failure. So it's going to hit you for 14 psychic as you feel that beam slam into your head again, and it sends this kind of intense pain. This time, now you're a little more familiar with it. As you hear it, as this pain racks through your head, you actually begin to almost discern voices in your head, and you begin to hear almost like 1,000 voices all layered on top of each other, all just espousing the ways of the commissariat.
Oh my. Okay.
Like as you take that psychic damage, you are being basically like bombarded with like 1,000 voices of propaganda all at once.
Propaganda.
Indoctrination, pretty much.
But that's all it can do. So that'll bring us to Lance Corporal Donner.
I wasn't paying attention, but I went and counted, and luckily I fired exactly 6 shots. So I'm gonna reload.
All right.
And
Yeah, you kind of hunker down on the cargo train and begin to feed bullets back into your revolver.
yeah, and I can't hit it or I can't hurt it anyway, so that'll just be my turn.
All right. Yeah, you reload. Which will bring us to Dancer. Dancer, as those voices fade from your head, and you kind of regain control of your sense.
All right. I'll take aim. Please, please shut up. Okay. Ooh, that was a 19. Can I
Nice.
get the?
Oh
I got
yeah,
the
you
crit
do.
for it, right?
Nice.
Wait, did Jay break?
Come here, Jay.
Oh, he might have broke. Yeah,
Yeah, because he stopped talking in the middle of what he was saying.
it's a really good time to break because we are at time. But
Oh, we are, basically. Yeah, he's gone.
he did.
Stream still up.
Yeah, stream still
Yeah,
up.
weird. I'm
Huh.
sure he can hear us, and he's like
Yeah.
mad.
Probably looking
Oh.
at stuff.
No,
On
stream's
screen,
down
like, damn.
Nope, nope. The stream's doing some weird things.
Oh.
Is it all
Your
okay? Nope.
crit broke the stream.
Oh,
My
no.
fault.
My fault, OG.
How could you?
I'm gonna roll that damage for
Nope.
it again.
Still can't hear him.
Oh, man.
Where's that? There we go.
Oh, not bad.
16, 18.
Yeah, we figured you could hear us. That's weird. Oh, that's so sad.
It's all good.
It happens. It happens.
But yeah,
yeah.
propaganda has silenced you. Nice.
Well, for anybody watching, his mic broke.
Yeah.
So
This is so Fahrenheit 451 core, guys.
He's rebooting his voice.
Oh, Lord.
Funny is, I think the last thing I said before I took this shot was "Please shut up."
Yep,
I
you
get it.
did. You said,
Oh,
That's all I'm
no,
saying. You broke it, dog.
You caused the problem.
You did this.
It's your fault.
That's amazing.
Ah, fuck.
Now we know who to blame.
I was talking to the machine, not Jay.
Well, Jay is in the machine.
Yeah,
What?
he's inside of it, controlling it with his mind powers.
Just pulling levers.
Wait, did
Yeah.
you find out that
Oh, the level!
Jay's a supercomputer? He's just doing D&D
Oh my god,
in his
that
free time.
explains it all. Mechanical precision with which he makes his maps and tries to kill us. We know.
I just realized that I could have been action surging, because that's not like a bonus action or whatever. It's just a thing.
Huh.
Yeah, I had no idea. Whoops.
You killed him.
Weird.
You have to let him back.
Yeah.
Say the mute is over. Press
Please
the
don't shut him.
unmute button.
Please
Yeah.
come
Hit your
back.
mic. It'll work. Promise.
Please
Press-
keep talking.
Please. keep talking.
Please. We need to
Last
hear your
time-
dulcet tone.
Last time Johnny's mic broke, he just hit it and it
He just did it a
worked.
lot. Yeah, he did it like twice too. Happened like twice.
Have you tried turning it off and then turning it back on again?
Have you tried setting it to Wumbo?
Are you sure that it's under the right audio setting?
Oh wait, why did I say seriously tasty? Oh yeah, you laughed at a comment.
Oh, he said
Oh,
he was
no,
like
that's-
holding down the rear, I think.
Yeah, no, that
I'm
was-
like,
yeah.
I'm like, damn it, Tasty.
Tasty's got taste. I said. But
Tell you what he doesn't have. That dog in him.
Let's be.
Hello?
yeah. This is a good thing.
Oh,
Hi.
you're back.
Hi.
Oh, that's strange.
I'm gonna sound a little bit different than I usually do, but that's fine to wrap this up, I guess. I've genuinely no idea what changed. The only thing that I could think to solve it was like a hard reboot on the whole PC, but we're so close to the end that I don't want to do that, so let's just end. We'll just wrap up with this, Mike.
Wait, can I say one thing though?
Yeah, go ahead.
You sound more normal than you did earlier.
What?
Because you sounded sick slightly.
You
earlier,
sound
and
fine.
Right now, you sound fine.
You
like-
sound fine.
It's like overriding the sickness, and now I sound
Yeah.
normal.
Yep.
Okay, well, I guess maybe then I'll go listen to all my audio and see if I sound weird to myself. But that's a problem for after stream. Let's finish up here. Anyways, Lance Corporal Dancer, you were shooting,
I was shooting.
and you landed the shot.
And then it was a 19 on that, so it was the Hexblade's Curse crit thing.
Gotcha. Okay. So, as the Spectat kind of turns its attention more towards the front of the train, kind of moving past you guys, Lance Corporal Dancer, you line up one last shot and shoot like kind of right through its back, and just kind of cleanly out the other end with a shower of sparks. The Spectat collapses to the ground in this heap of sparking and steaming metal. And then as you guys peer over the side, it just kind of very quickly disappears off into the horizon as the train rushes onward. And so you look over your cover, scan the horizon for more of the automaton wolves, but don't see any. Scan for any other targets, but don't see any. And so you breathe a sigh of relief as you hear kind of the rattle of gunfire off ahead on other parts of the train, also kind of slowing and then eventually stopping as well, as you seem to have repelled the worst of the onslaught. And so as you kind of all lean back against your cover, breathe a sigh of relief, and take a sec to reload your weapons, Private Fritz just says into his sending stone, "Captain, reporting in. Spectat down." And then a little crackle across answers, "Copy that, Private Fitz. Good job, everyone." And that's where we'll end the session for today.
Woo! That was
Did
good.
it.
Good
Good job.
session.
Good job.
Big win.
Big win.
That was fun.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
This is very good.
I actually
Yeah.
didn't think I would like this setting, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a unique setting. It's a little unhinged setting. It's World War Christmas, but
Well, Lucas.
Got a homely feel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I like how abnormal Uligo, Dancer, and I guess Don are less so, but like Uligo and Dancer are very abnormal.
That's why he asked you how you guys even survived. You guys are like fucking specials.
All right, sorry, I had to switch my other mic over as well, just so they can hear me over here in our hanging out and talking room.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, Vrask wouldn't have a high population of Thrycreen or Plasmoids just because it's an ice planet. So yeah, you would be a little bit out of place. But as long as you're fighting for the monarchist cause, welcome. So we'll wrap up here for tonight. It was a lot of fun. The guns honestly kind of felt fun. It was satisfying.
I have a question.
Mhm.
What is it that makes the hit DC higher? Because I only have like a +4, and I feel like, and my unarmed strike is a +6, and I'm very confused as to how that happened.
Proficiency in your main stat.
Let me double check your sheet, because it could just be that I missed something. You know, I was working with all four sheets.
Most guns and stuff go off of dex.
It is probably that.
Oh,
But
okay.
for our purposes here, I'd be fine to just give you an extra little +2 just to make it a whatever, because I don't mind. It's just a little mini campaign.
Okay. I was wondering.
But that is probably why.
Gotcha.
At a glance.
It would make sense that a shotgun would go off strength, though.
Yeah, it would make sense to me. So that's why I'm fine with giving you a little extra +2 just to make it equal with your other to hit, right?
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
I think that'd be fair. I've been messing around with your weapons anyways, adding a little bit of balance here and there just to kind of make you guys equal to each other. And adding a couple little extra abilities to some of the weapons to make them more useful and a little bit more different than each other. The base guns have some interesting stuff to them, but I wanted them to have a little extra. I wanted the shotgun to feel a little more in your face. So yeah, this was a good time. I'm enjoying it. This was like a fever dream setting that as soon as it started to come together, I was like, okay, actually, this is kind of good.
It was so funny because you were like, "Oh, like I have this cool idea." And I'm like, "Yeah, what is it?" And you were like, "Here's all this lore I already.
Here's the 7 pages.
Look at all this
of
shit I've already."
lore.
Okay,
I
yeah,
was like-
quote unquote idea. You've already
was like,
half finished it.
It was like, yeah, it was just me like writing in like a unhinged fever dream state of like, wait, and then this, and then this, and then this, because it all just kind of started to work out. Honestly, there's like weird parallels between a lot of like history and a lot of like Christmas lore, which sounds weird to say. I dug deep into Christmas lore for this one.
Tell
don't
us
know-
about Christmas lore.
I
I
don't
want to
know
know
if you guys
about
were
Christmas.
noticing, but like Balthazar, Melchior, and Gaspar are the three wise men from the Bible.
Are the three white?
Oh.
Thank you.
I know
about
Okay,
the
I
other-
knew that
about the
one.
other-
And of course, obviously, all of Gentle Company are the reindeer, with the addition of Donner and Dancer. And our Nicholas Klaus, our major, is obviously Santa.
Santa!
Oh, I didn't even put that one together.
I didn't.
What?
Wait, which one's
Ow.
Fritz then? Because I couldn't figure out what Fritz was.
Just some additional faces.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I can't just make like 100% of them just be the reindeer. That's like so on the nose. So I had a couple extra faces.
On the red
And
nose.
I also
Nice.
kind
Oh my
of
God.
I also kind of hid some of the reindeer names into the other people's names. Because it felt weird to just name somebody Comet and Cupid. So they're a little more hidden. King Wenceslas is obviously
Yeah.
related to King Wenceslas, but in historical writing, King Wenceslas was actually killed by his brother, who was actually named Boleslaw. So
Yeah.
that's all real. I just use it as my Romanov parallel, but King of the Bohemians, Wenceslas, was actually killed by his brother. Mistletoe obviously is just a translation of mistletoe. We've got Adjutant Joy, who is Joy to the World. There's a lot of stuff in there.
Honestly, I thought Mistletoe was a Fire Emblem reference because there's a sword in there called Mistletoe.
Yes, actually, Mistletoe actually has a couple things. So Mistletoe is a translation of mistletoe, but it is like an old like Viking story. It's a sword.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is like kind of a couple translation of it, but that is actually where it comes from, the sword. So you can kind of see it in different places as a sword. There's a weapon in Final Fantasy XIV that's called that too.
Yeah.
Real hit game Final Fantasy 14.
Nice.
And
That's
then
crazy.
We've got Lance Corporal Harold with Hark the Herald Angels Sing. We put a lot of stuff in there. So yeah, I dug deep into Christmas lore.
You're the
Poggers.
Christmas expert.
I'm just waiting for Krampus.
Uh-oh.
The final boss.
There'll be lots more to come. So we're gonna have 2 more
Yes.
sessions of this.
Video.
Chronicling our journey across the Kingdom of Yulia on our destination headed towards Port Danica. And I think the next one will be on the 22nd. I originally had planned it for the 23rd, but I had to make a last minute change because I realized actually that's probably not good for me. So it's going to be the 22nd, so next Friday will be our next session of Operation Silent Night.
Sweet.
Win. This is a huge win.
Also, same time, as long as that works for everybody. 7 p.m. Eastern. We can push it an hour later if need be. If this is like kind of a tight arrival for somebody, we can move it an hour if you need to. But let me know.
All good here.
And
Good
we
for me.
will,
No, I'm all good.
It'd be good.
continue our journey.
Thank you for DMing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Thank you for
Very fun.
for,
Yeah, thank
for
you.
joining my kind of hard to fit schedule for this, because I was like, it's kind of got to be longer than one session, but it's gonna be really hard to schedule. But it did actually kind of work out, and you guys had the availability, so I'm really happy that you did. That we were able to find people for this, because I was like, once I had the idea and I started to write it down, I was like, oh no, I have to do it now. I'm gonna kick myself if I just go, oh, you just take it easy around Christmas. I'll be like, oh, missed opportunity. So I'm glad it worked out, even if it's a little bit of a strange, unhinged setting. It's one that I'm actually kind of really enjoying, and it was fun to write something a little bit different than fantasy. So yeah, I will see you guys. Well, I'll do some streams this week, but the next session of this will be the 22nd, and then the 28th will be the last one. So we'll have 2 more of these, which I'm very much looking forward to, because I've really come to enjoy this. So that's all I have for you tonight. I'm not quite sure when the next stream will be in the coming week. I'm busy tomorrow, but I'll just do some kind of guerrilla off the cuff streams, because things are a little busy, Christmas season, but I should have some time, so we'll do some weird streams. Other than that, apologies for the weird tech issues we had during that stream, but they are what they are, I guess, and I'll get them fixed for next time. Not really sure what happened to the mic. That was a very, very strange one. That's a genuinely new issue that I've never encountered, so I'll take a peek. And I'll give the microphone a good smack. See if that fixes it.
Turn it off and turn it on. When?
I mean, I did, but it didn't work.
Damn it!
So that's all I have for you tonight. Have a good night, everybody. And take care. Hope everybody has a good holiday season.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Right.
Good night, everybody. Take care.